I know the fun part's over, and that's fine. And I don't think things are going back, but tired of being punished for the way that a lot of other creators were. I behaved. I followed the rules, and because a lot of people didn't, I get looked at like I'm a troublemaker, and I'm seriously not. And then the other half hate me for not being one, because I don't fit in. I don't fit in with my own demographic. So, and in the same token, it is my lack of real life popularity that is like why I'm able to be with my wife and be private. So as I begin to get depressed and then I kind of get full circle and realize like, wait a second, it's the only reason I have a life. So it's really nice to be hated. It is. It's the worst and the best thing. I don't think I'd have it any other way. And not only that, but I'm hated the best way, because I'm hated in a way that doesn't make any sense. And I mean, I don't mean only to me. I mean, in general, it literally is lunacy. And it's kind of like people just mirror me based off whatever they hate. And it ends up being a good thing because they could hate me for a real reason. Like, I really could be somebody that's deserving of hatred. But not only do I get to, like myself usually on a daily basis for the choices I make, but then I get the privacy that comes from being hated. So it's kind of an upside. It's kind of not the worst thing. But I think I'd be lying to myself if I said I like it. Yeah. It's nice to not like something that is healthy not to like. It's good. I'm getting healthy. It's good. I also try to act like I'm old news and like really force it that way. Like, while we get our life sorted, things are progressing a lot more slowly on here, and in real life too. But it's like you really can't stop life. You can't. And it's like, no matter where I go, people sniff it out on me now because all this internet stuff is regular. And I don't mean sniff out the misery or any of that. I mean they sniff out that I do what I do. They know what I do for a living. And I mean, like, I could not even do anything. And it's like having a mark on you that they sniff one time and they're like, you're an internet person. And it used to be a good thing. And it's not a bad thing now, but it's like, it ain't the same anymore. Now it's kind of like, it used to be something where there's respect to it and it takes a lot of work. And now it's kind of like people look at you and they expect you to do it. And they expect you to be a certain way. And it's way different. It's like, you have celebrities who are like that without any of the benefits. And while I pretend to hate it, I absolutely love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. And you guys are my support system. And I don't care if that's pathetic. I don't care if it's unhealthy. I care that complaining to you guys for the past 6 years has pretty much kept me alive until I met my wife. So, screw it. If it has to be rough to make it work, that's what you do. Some people get jealous that I'm still alive, and I'm like, you're jealous that I'm alive, and you have to be alive to be jealous. So you're jealous about something that you're doing too. I wouldn't be so jealous. Look in the mirror, you're doing the same thing I'm doing. If you notice my platforms, I ain't doing much else other than surviving. Same as everybody else. I simply get your guys' help to do it, because it's harder for me. It might look like it's easier. It's not. It's a lot harder. And I used to say, well, that's perception. And then, no, I'm like pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I definitely don't have it the worst. I have it pretty darn good. But like, I'm tired of being told not to complain. I'm tired of being told to be a man. And I'm tired of being told that the American standard is not enough. And that I'm ungrateful if I'm sad, or I'm ungrateful if I'm not thinking about it like, that way. So for me, I'm a little emotional right now, I tried the tough way, and I'm a lot better at the tough way than I think anybody thought I was going to be. It ain't for me. It's not. Call me a pansy, call me a pathetic American, whatever you want to call me. All I know is we have the greatest country in the world, because in this country, we can complain. So before you judge our country and tell us that we're not worth it, a lot of people can't complain in their own country. We can complain. And it's really nice to be so far ahead in the world that if we want to complain, we can. It's nice to be able to let out the feelings, I like it. It's good. Honest about yourself, that's a good thing. I appreciate it, Robert. I do. Appreciate you. Yo, let me tell you something. If I may. It is. I have found, and as my life goes further, I find more. And I judge my own family, my biological, I judge my own family for this, for the kind of people they are hanging around. But I'll tell you what, the most generous, heartfelt, open, and kind people I've ever met, I usually find the worse of a person society thinks they are, or the worst things that they have done or have had to do, the better person they are. So, I have met people all the way from nuns and monks, all the way to convicted 20-plus year federal criminals. And I can tell you that the most compassionate people are usually the people who have had to make the toughest decisions. And the kindest people are usually the ones that are completely outcast by society. American society. And that's not a mark on America. It's a mark on, certain facets of business and how they're going right now in America. That's fine. If there's something I could do about it, I'd say it's anything other than fine. But I have enough energy to take care of my family, and, I'm no longer trying to take on the world. So, that's that. And I do appreciate y'all being here. I'm coming to realize how much in the beginning of all this, where I was like, feed peace, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And it's definitely true. I think I came here to find who I am. I came here to reach out and say, man, I really don't feel like I exist, and I need somebody to let me know that I do. And a couple of years later, it still doesn't matter if I do or if I don't. And I really thought that being self-absorbent or being the center of attention was going to change it. It doesn't. It definitely makes me look myself in the mirror and say, I don't like what I see. For the first time, I am open up my eyes and wow, I really am like an adult baby. And it's really pathetic. At the same time, this is what I do, and being here with you guys it's all that I know. And I don't really want it any other way. And I know there's a lot of people that want me to go and get a regular job and live that way. I'll last a month before I don't really care about being on the planet. I find a lot of joy in being here with you guys. I thought that as I got older, I'd get less sensitive, I'd get a thicker skin, and, the thicker skin part happened, but I met a man a couple of days ago who had really been through a lot, and he took my wife in, and my wife and I in, and, we got to know each other a little bit, Um, and as some of you know, I kind of have an ability to either look at somebody or hear them behind me and literally hear their soul, like hear who they are. And this guy, I mean, was like not a reflection of me, but like, or each other, but like, man, the connection, I could really tell who he was and what he had going on inside him. And that really made me push him away because I had to find my mental space, because I like could lose myself feeling for somebody or feeling that what could I do, because I know that I have my security in here. I said, well, what can I do for somebody else? I don't have any money or anything, but my soul's good, my soul's okay, and so I had to step away from that, and that's what hit me, and that's why I'm done. Like I don't think we're going to travel. I don't think it's good that I think it's good that we get settled. We settled down for a while. Because man, did life hit me when I these past couple of days, life hit me hard. And I got humbled. I got really humbled. And I got humbled in the most polite and respectful way I've ever been communicated with. And today this past week I met my match, and it wasn't one person. It was a community of people that politely invited me, while at the same time said, "You better grow up if you want to stick around." And that might be the ugliest invite you've ever heard of, but it's the only one I've ever really gotten. And that was enough for me to say, okay, it's like my soul at rest. I'm sitting in a freaking Whataburger, and it ain't about me at all. And that's what it's all about. That's what this is all about. And I got for me what I need, not what I want. But I'll tell you what, I got so many people that have all this stuff, and I see them jealous of me all the time. And if there's one thing I could do, and if you're somebody like that, if there's one thing I could do, is to tell you, if you really feel that way, if you feel that you don't have what I have, give up what you got. That's where I started. So it's 21, 22. And I said, well, what's the point? And I got rid of all of it. And I kept pushing to keep it out. Best decisions I ever made on that front. And then it came to this here, now that I have my family. It's not a have to, but it's finally a want to. And I don't think I ever would have been happy with anything if I didn't find who I was first. So I could tell you too that I did develop this rage inside me. I have become a very defensive person. I become a husband, not only a man, but a husband. And I don't think a lot of people understand what that means nowadays. It means that I'm getting my respect, or it means I'm getting my respect. That's what it means. And there's either people smart enough to accept that, or there's people dumb enough to question it. And there ain't nobody doubting it, but they're either accepting it or their IQ's too low to accept it, and so they end up questioning it. And at that point, I have compassion. I say, well, they must be stupid, and I let it go. And that ain't bravado, and that's not pride. And when you're a husband or a father or a wife or a mother, part of a family period, you come to understand what that means. And I've had a lot of people try to help me feel accepted. And now that I finally feel accepted, I got no problem standing up for what I believe and who I believe in and who I love. But it doesn't change that we really don't feel like we have a home. And we are home with each other. But I'll tell you, we really could use your help settling down. We could, because we could go to an organization, we could go do this, we could go do that. We are so sick of feeling judged all the freaking time, no matter where we go, no matter who we ask for help. We are sick of people trying to separate our family and say it's her and I, when we believe in marriage, and that's two become one, and that means we're together. And society refuses to accept that fact and continues to attack the family. And as we accept all these different identities, but marriage is not an identity. Two being together, it's not real. That's children. It's people that don't want to grow up, that won't accept that that's how it is, and let them play. That's fine, but don't tell us that our marriage is invalid. And if you're going to, then you better make that clear on your posters that we aren't welcome, and we could use the help. So there you go. If anybody's interested, because I don't want to go to jail when I have to beat somebody up for being a freaking loser and making fun of my family, because I don't have it in me yet to hold back and to not do that. I never thought I'd be so weak. I thought this was strength, but when the challenge finally comes, it's really weakness to give in to that urge to try and protect my family more so than it really has to be. But I was raised to be that way, and it's not good. And I know that I know when I'm close to getting in trouble, and I know I'm pretty close to getting myself in trouble. So this is my way of appropriately asking, hey, if anybody knows, or if you know anybody who would take us in and not take advantage of us. Oh my God, over and over and over and over. We are docile, good people, and we want to be able to be around people that don't have to agree with us, but aren't going to try to take advantage of us simply because we refuse to take advantage of them. So that's it. I know this is probably a horrible decision. Sometimes miracles come from awful decisions made in desperation. And I'd like to say that we have other options left, but we really don't. And I don't want to one more day ask my wife to go and try something that is probably going to work, and then it doesn't because it starts to. And some jealous person steps in and says, we're going to screw this up. And I could step over it, right? I could hurt that person, or I could force the situation to work. I'm going to hate myself if I do that to make it happen. My wife, same way. If she steps over her boundaries of who she is to make sure we get what we need, we're not going to like each other. And we're not going to like ourselves. And then we pray for people that, gotta have the attention. Pray for those people.
He was number 2. Yeah.
So, and even if you don't want to help, that's fine, because we do eventually make it work. But it'd be really nice to know that there's more good people in this world other than myself and my wife, and a few other people that are doing their own thing, and we never cross paths. So it'd be nice. It's pretty hard to find good people, and when you find them, it's like they're good temporarily until they find out there's something they could take from you, and then, their good goes out the window pretty quick. Hi. There's nothing to summarize. It's mostly a vent session and it's just me one more time saying society is stupid. And I don't support it. I don't really care. And I'm happy to say it. It's exciting. It really is. American society, I don't call it society. I call it industry. And I love it. I absolutely love it. But, our social lives don't exist anymore. It's like, and people try to blame industrialization. It's not true. It's our choice to get lazy and rely on money instead of each other. So, and the people in society that do still rely on each other, it's mostly the criminals. I'm letting you know. And it's only because, we're getting commoditized, and we're not, we're getting punished for trying to be friends. And that's fine, but I'm not fighting the system, but I'm trying to find the loopholes. I always try to find, okay, how can I work around this thing that's going on? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's all. But I usually find when I knock, the door gets answered. And I thought, well, Now I'm a big grown-up, I need to stop being that way, but it's the best time to be. It sets the example to stay humble, to keep making sure to say, hey, I don't have it figured out, and maybe you do. Or sometimes I get to say, hey, I got to figure it out. Do you? Or could you use my help? Right? And I tell you, as I'm saying this to you, my wife's over there looking through apartments. So we're doing it. We're accomplishing it. It breaks my heart to see society so severed, divided, separated. I mean that. And I thought that being less religious was going to change that. It's a humanity thing. When we drop those social guards and be more caring, it sucks to see people suffering the way they do. And I do have to say as well, based on our situation, there are people that have everything, and we are happier than they are, and we're depressed, and it's scary. So there's only so much you can do. Another thing I'll mention, there's some people, that will get certain ways, and it used to bother me. And I was talking the other day, like, the way I was talking, like, it's no big deal, or blah, 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 and, another day, it's a big deal. So I'll tell you, when I'm cut down to my center, I'll tell you what it really is. I am 100% apathetic to it. That's my secret. If you're really, there's always, oh, what's your secret? You got a secret? How the hell do you do this? My secret is being 100% apathetic to people's feelings. It is. It is recognizing what they need first and foremost, and then saying, okay, do their feelings match that need? And, like, how do I meet their feelings where they are? But if I don't cut out how I feel about how they feel, it ends up not working out. So what I do first is I say, all right, I don't care how you feel. Not yet. First, I want to see where you at. And then wherever you're at, I say, okay, well, now what can I do about that? What can't I? And then I say, okay, what are your feelings? And then I say, what can I do with my feelings to meet them where their feelings are? Because I can't communicate directly with what they're going through. But we build that bridge and it goes somewhere. But it does start with being inside ourselves. And, tonight I think I went pretty deep inside myself, and I don't like what I see. It's a good thing that's there, but I'm a lot more sad than I think I really want to admit. So, and I watch so many people around me, like, live that way and be that way, until I, like, totally ignore it. And it's getting worse the more time goes forward. I'm not buying into it. And with COVID hitting, the expectation is that people like ourselves that do this, we start getting scared and say, oh, we're gonna sell out further. I said, Mom, I'm gonna do more of what I was doing before. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing twice as much as I was doing before, where I'm watching a lot of other creators, they're doing half of what they did before. And that's not bragging. It's me saying it's a necessity. Like, whatever society is losing, it's our job to step in and give twice as much of. The second we sell out, then we're going to have it worse than the people we see that are miserable, or the people we're selling to. And it's because we have to take a step further down than them to be ahead of it. That's commoditization. That's the business. So if you really want to make a difference and you're okay with making a little less money, then you got to be willing to take the dirt in the face. And, that has nothing to do with my feelings. And that's what I'm communicating to you guys, is that, depression I'm experiencing, the stuff I'm going through, it's not necessarily related to my career. It's like, it's personal. And doing the right thing in my career oftentimes gives me an opportunity to face myself. And I say it to you because I'm hoping, number one, we can connect. And then number two, maybe it invites somebody else to be a little more open. And especially after the family we recently met, I mean, it's a lot of torture, and it's a lot of feeling like you're worthless, and a lot of feeling like you have to be a certain way, and you don't really understand until you're either in the position or people think you're in the position, so they treat you that way, that you see, like, holy crap, there is no way for this person to make it unless people start treating them a little bit differently. And there is no human on this earth that can endure the amount of social pressure that I saw this person enduring. Nobody is made to do that. And we call that competition, but it's not cool. Like, you give one little shot and then you go hide in the dark. That's so weak. You know, if you're really a strong person, step out and say, maybe you're not accepted, maybe you don't get what you need, but I can be here. And if I can be here for 5 minutes, instead of what can I take from you in a 5 minute time period, what can I give to you in a 5 minute time period? And maybe that leaves you sitting at a Whataburger. But you know what? At least you can live with yourself. And I can tell you that I would be way more depressed tonight if we didn't do the right thing over the past couple of days. We'd be worse off. So, you know, we make it through the next day by making these choices. And, you know, it makes us vulnerable, and it makes it easy to take on the attack. Bring it. I'm not saying that happily, but I'm saying if I gotta be here depressed and endure an attack like that, then we gotta start realizing who we're becoming. And if I can be a little reflection of that and let people see that, then it does make a difference. And that has always been my platform. You know, it's like, I have the talent, but people are far more interested in watching me take a hit than seeing my talent. And if that's the value I bring to society, then so be it. But I will let you know as well, you're missing out on what I really could bring to you. And I think it's mostly because you find more value in seeing me attacked and making it, because that's not common. But you also got to realize, like, it is my life. And I have a choice to be on the screen, but you have a choice about how you're going to treat me when I'm on the screen, or how you're going to treat me when I see you in real life, because I'm at a point in my life where people think I'm a criminal. I mean, literally, I'm being treated like a criminal because I invest my time with people who either are criminals or have, like, been through a lot of stuff. And you are oftentimes the sum of the people you spend your time around. So when you spend enough time around people who've been through stuff, you start behaving the way they do. And then essentially in society, you start getting treated that way. And I could tell you, being treated like a criminal, when I have anything of that sort at all, period, there's a lot of judgment, freaking judgment. And, like, you don't want a criminal coming into Whataburger, right? You don't want to be sitting eating a burger and have somebody crazy come in, right? Well, who's crazy? And how does it start? How do we decide where it starts? We got to figure that out first. Reacting first is the worst thing to do, because you might end up reacting to somebody who's not that way, is depressed, and is really just trying to make sure his wife gets a burger and gets what they need. And it turns into some disrespect on levels that I could not possibly fathom. So, and then we say we're going to ignore that. You know, we're going to shut that phone, we're going to shut the screen off, or, you know, we're going to turn that person away. And how do you sleep that night? I'm the guy to make sure that if you're going to sleep at night, it's because you want to, not because you have to. Because I know what it's like to only sleep because I have to, and not be able to sleep because I want to. And I don't want anybody else to go through that either. So, yeah. I become very protective of people and, like, much more intricate about this stuff, especially after, you know, now being married, our baby being on the way. I'm like, this way. So, one more thing you can get irritated about, I guess, or you find the value. It's up to you. Unlike before, I no longer particularly care. I care about you. I'm finally being myself and letting it happen. Oh, and by the way, I do like being angry. I do. I got no regrets about it either. I don't. What I do with it, that's different. But I'm saying I'm no longer regretting how I feel inside. And I do recommend that for everybody. Don't feel guilty about how you feel. It's about what you do with it that decides your character. What time is it, hon?
It is 22:13.
That ain't bad. Yeah, we're going next. It's yes or no. You figured it out. Or do you want to? I mean, that's a lot of mesquites. Mesquits. I think there is such thing as too far, and I'd say taking on these mesquits, that's way too far. And if not, that's okay. I I said, I'm trying to call it quits. And you know, let me tell you something. I never thought that it would set a good example to quit. But you know, while I was so busy trying to prove to everybody I could do it, little did I realize maybe if I had called it, you know, well, now it's not too late, which is good. So, and I don't mean quitting on the platform. I mean, you know, going and settling down, for real, settling down. Because we tried, but like, did we really want to? Yeah. But we're like always dissatisfied, and we're not anymore. And sometimes when we don't learn the lesson the right way, we end up learning it through pain. So we've been through enough now that we're like, okay, it makes sense to chill out and get our roots planted and get gaming, and not say we're gonna do that when we can or when we're gonna. Just it's now. Hopefully. Beautiful face, your life will change for the better. I appreciate it. I am so pumped. I am so pumped. I don't know, like, I am trying to figure out how people, like, take it so nonchalantly, like, take life and human life so nonchalantly. Like, it's such a huge deal. It's so big. It's so freaking big. Every single time. You know, there's 8 billion of us, and every single time a new one comes, that is huge. It is so huge. It's such a big deal. Change your perspective on everything in a good way. I appreciate it. I hope so. I hope so. And I say I hope so because I couldn't possibly imagine. I have no idea. We'll find out. Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna go home and like rewash my hair. Why? Because I took a shower and came to work and I was
When I say that I'm gonna end up in trouble or something, here's what I really mean. I'm a survivor, and I really do whatever it takes to survive, and I know how to get my way legally, but like so immorally, and I don't want to have to do things that are bad but not wrong, you know? Or what is it? Wrong but not bad.
I said, who called out?
I did.
I'm trying so hard to keep it straight and not have to make those decisions, but I might have to. I really hope not, but I'll tell you, there ain't a single one of you out there I'm judging. Some seriously hard decisions have to be made to make things work, and it sucks. Because you want to be good, you know, and you want to be good to people. And sometimes it's not even a choice because they seriously threaten your family for like no freaking reason. It's crazy. Hey, Joey. Do things that aren't good. John, why do you sometimes have to do things that aren't good? Mr. Perfect. Let me tell you, brother. I'm coming to find there's always a time to do what you have to do, and it ain't always what you want to do. If I'm the only one that's going to say it out loud, then I guess so be it. That's not a new trend. But because sometimes you know the situation's set up that you can either pay twice over for something and let your family be detriment to it, or you can say somebody else is going to pay for it. And I found out that a lot of people that used to say, hey, you're trying to get other people to pay your bills or whatever, cracks me up because I'm sitting here thinking now, as I'm starting to make choices that are considered like getting my bills paid the regular way, I'm like, wait, this is simply a different way of getting other people to pay my bills. So, I find out the hypocrites are like literally people who their paycheck, it's the same thing. So essentially it's the same thing. It's just like a smarter level. It's like a more mature level of the same stuff. So making the hard decisions. Yeah, they're bad decisions. They're not ill advised, but do you take the paycheck and someone else misses it? You know that you have one baby on the way, and you got this other guy who he fought to get to this country, and then he's got 6 kids, totally legal, and he's got everything together. And like, do you screw him or don't you? And the answer is always going to be yes. And if it's not, then I never knew your name, because I'm busy getting what I need for my family and then getting judged for it, and that's fine. But when you need that food, you're either coming to me or you're hanging out with him and not getting what you need. And then complaining that the government's the reason you don't have it paid. And government ain't the reason, but they're going to be there for you when you need, and it's going to come out of my paycheck. And I'm okay with that. I got something. Here we go. We really want to get riled up here. I get bothered when people get upset that their tax money goes where it goes. Like, you pay taxes for a reason. You trust the government for a reason. Of course it's corrupt. You're not corrupt. You don't make corrupt decisions. Like, we're all human. When you put that money in, wherever it's going, you got to trust that. That's what it's about. It ain't about trusting the government. It's about trusting the system. And the government is not the system. The system is made when we started the country. It's not the same. So, yeah, they get a little in their pocket. You don't? Oh, every single tip you make, you definitely put that on your taxes, right? Every item that you sell on Facebook Marketplace, you do put that on your taxes, right? Like, we all put something in our pocket. And if you want to go ahead and say you don't, you're spick and span, then I want you to go to take the dark triad test, because you're probably a psychopath, and I don't trust you. So if you're not breaking the rules, I'm scared of you. If you're not breaking one rule, then I either don't trust you, you're hiding something, or you are the guru, and I need to know you now. So, it's nobody's perfect. And if you are, then I really want to know you, and I hope you find your way to my comment section, because I need a mentor, and it'll work out. Oh, and by the way, Whataburger is like where it's at, because they're technically like a drive-in. I mean, they're kind of fast food, but I try to give them a tip, and they can't take tips. They seriously do this to do this, and the burgers are ginormous. Just putting it there. I'll admit that I have absolutely fudged on my taxes before. No way, man. Yo, did you hear that? We got called a Gestapo. We're all cool, man. It's real life. I have learned this is real life. We keep it as straight as we can. That's important. I do support that. I was raised on that, keeping it as straight as you possibly can. There's no such thing as perfection. And if you seek it, you won't have any friends. So, I definitely say we should work towards being as much as we can and do the best we can. But the expectation of perfection is guaranteed failure. Hello. Keep it up. Thank you. I'm starting to feel better. Do you realize how much, I do, guys, you see, watch this broadcast start to finish, how much I rely on you guys. I do. And if that makes me unhealthy, oh my God, it's not hurting anybody. I feel better. I'm less productive in society, so the real businessmen don't bother with me, but I'm productive enough that I make a paycheck so I get to have my family. That's middle class life, right? All I gotta do is keep staying consistent. And my wife makes sure I do if there's a day where I'm, I don't know, she's kicks my butt. So, maybe you guys will be okay with it. Let me do it if I'm making enough to get by, and maybe not more than that. And I really am okay with that. If the two of us are working, we get to stick together, and I make enough on here that it's regular, and she's making enough that she's regular, and we put that together, and that's a living. Well, that's a good life. Mixed with who we are, that's plenty enough to get by. So, you seem great. Honestly, proud of who you are today. I used to watch your Periscopes. J-Blade, I do remember you. Funny enough, I remember your username. Yeah, I was not in reality, admittedly. I am very ashamed of whatever the hell I come from. Do not know what it is. Do not care. All I know is I am clinging to my upbringing, clinging to the family that raised me and who I am. And fighting off society quite viciously because I'm like, you guys think I'm about to fit in that box. That box over there, you think that's how that's going? Have we met? Because I don't think we've met yet. I really don't think we've met. So, that's all. At least you're smiling again. Stay happy in the moment. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Thanks, bud. Appreciate that. Definitely a little Coca-Cola and a good live stream and a happy wife. Put those together and it's a good day. It's a horribly good day. I like it. Thank you to our founding fathers that give me the opportunity to be miserable. Absolutely appreciate it. Everybody has a place in this society. It's awesome. Wouldn't have it any other way. So. So if we find a way to like stay here all night, possibly, do you guys want to live stream with us all night? It's like a yes or no. Because I could plug up and seriously live stream for like 8 hours. I got no sweat on that. My wife will sleep and I will sit here and talk to you all night. Quietly, a little more quiet. I have to be a little more quiet. And if it doesn't work out, we could definitely start this up somewhere else because the likelihood that I'm sleeping tonight is like super, super low. More than likely, will not be sleeping tonight. She will, and that's good. But y'all could be stuck with me if yes, alright, we got one. I don't have a number on it. Like none of you could have said yes. I'm still gonna do it. So I do it because I want to do it. Yo, I'm totally in my element when I'm with you guys. I am. And you know what? This is good. I like this. It's good. That's the mindset. Do you? Thank you. Yeah. Yep, I'll tell you. Sometimes you guys taught me how to parent in a couple of ways. And one of those ways was if the kid isn't behaving, take it away and then bring it back and let them know how much they were missing. I am far more grateful for most of you than I used to be. And I mean so much so that I could sit in a freaking Whataburger and I give zero, I do not care what other people think. That's who I am. You guys know that. And I can't believe I'm sitting here at my age and doing this with you and it like ain't a big deal. And I mean in the way that it's truly not a big deal, right? You got all these people who do this and they're like, no, I love you so much. They're so fake. And I love it. I love chewing them out. I love calling them out. And I never thought I'd be the gritty guy. I never thought. Me? Come on. Guys, I want you to, seriously, think back like 4 or 5 years. Did I have any grit? I was so green. And even now, like, I look like a baby. But seriously, like, I call these motherfuckers out. I do. Like, I am so done with all this fake shit. And excites me because the next generation of what we do here, and I'm not even talking about this one, like you guys know I was 2 steps ahead of this, and when I say I mean us, we were 2 steps ahead, and it was mostly because you guys kept challenging me and pushing me, and you didn't push me too far. Here's what happened. I said, no matter how hard it gets, I'm not giving up. And sometimes it is important to take a breather and say, I'm not wrong, but I need more time to be all the way right. And that process, y'all are teaching me process. And man, am I seriously the luckiest man alive. Like, there are so many people that think that I'm the weak one and I lost. And like, I fudged it up. And I'll tell you, sitting here after the lessons I have learned, I definitely have it way better than most of these creators that do this, because okay, so like they had their parents, they taught them a thing or two, right? They taught them a couple of things, and when they do this, I have you guys, like you guys essentially parented me and taught me everything I needed to know to be here and be with you. And that's being in the wild, you know, and these other kids and these seriously adults, they don't know how to survive in the wild. And you might not think I do. You guys don't see me off screen. I do. And a lot of the reason mentally that I'm able to survive in these rigid environments is because a lot of the challenges you guys put me through. And it was hard. And, you know, I was mad for a while. But you tell me what other person has this kind of relationship with the people that watch their show. I know I say that a lot, but I got a lot of pride in it. I do got a lot of pride in it. So, it's good. It's good. Good to have you back. Important question. How are the burgers compared to In-N-Out? I have to let you know, it's been so long since I've had an In-N-Out burger. I can tell you the Whataburger burgers are thick. They're huge and they are tasty. And they are well worth the money. Very good. Bumar, welcome on. It's blasphemous to compare Whataburger with In-N-Out. Whataburger is superior. What we got? Texan in the house. Yum. Herbert. Hebert, welcome on. What, if I may, if we can possibly engage in conversation, what is your number one favorite part of America? If you're from America. If you're not, please speak up. And we know I'm leaving you out. I don't want to leave you out. But if you are from America or know about America, the Northeast, Southeast, the Northwest, or the Southwest, what's your favorite, or the Central? What's your favorite part of our country? Patty Melt is off the chain. Off to try it. I have not tried it yet. I have Gordon Ramsay burger last week. Game over. Oh, okay, Laura. All right. No arguments here. It's okay. We love you. We appreciate you. Gordon Ramsay burger. We can shift, right, guys? We can pivot together. We can all pivot. It's good. It's good. Tradition. Thank you for sharing. Traditions. Yeah. Texas, clearly. Whataburger has chicken honey biscuits. Don't make me spend the rest of the money we got tonight. You gotta say that. I'm a responsible husband now. Responsible. What's the update? You look like you went to get an update. Still gotta figure it out. Cold hearted? Maybe. Maybe. It's a good maybe. So, like, do we take the angle that I am depressed because that's true? Or, like, there's, like, other, like, what do you think? You got it or you don't, and it's okay either way. I'm letting you know that it's okay either way. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Sure. If worse comes to worse, I gotta take the reins. Okay. Can we make sure that doesn't have to happen? And by that I mean, like, can you realize that you are an absolute boss and you do not need my help? And as long as you keep the confidence you have, I know it. I got full confidence. Yo, keep the cat outside. It's on your 8 o'clock. See, nobody retires and moves north. Deep south is best for me. That's funny. They say nobody retires and moves north. Some people go to Maine. I like it, Robert. I like it. South, southeast is the bomb diggity. Honey biscuit.
Yeah, it closes them.
Are you okay? Do you want me to? Because I'll get views if I say it anyway. I got no shame. I'll ask for help. I got no shame. Never did. You want me to ask? It ain't destroying my platform. Nobody cares. They kind of expect it. You know, I got no shame on it. Hype up the wife, good dude. Honey, will you put the thing back? Thank you.
Sorry.
No apologies. Mmm. Hello.
I like that your hair down sometimes.
You look ravishing. We gotta get a roof over that pretty little head tonight. All right, guys and girls, the moment of truth has come. Get ready for the dry bag. Get ready. If you can't handle it, leave. If you can't handle it, leave. If you can handle it, stick around. It's coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does anyone want to buy us a hotel tonight? And by that I mean, who's doing it tonight? Because we sure need help. And if you don't want to, that's fine. But like, we're totally not guilting you. But seriously, we're not. Oh, also, how about a huge apology from me for not realizing how much you guys really do care, and how much the way I had spoken probably really affected your emotions and like made you feel guilty. And I'm really sorry, because you are not responsible for my life. You are not responsible for my wife's life. And I want you to know that no matter how connected we are, please continue to remember that we are separate entities, and that you are not responsible for us. But at the same time, if you want to help, we are always grateful. And it's taken a long time and a lot of work to get as far as we are, and to still be having to ask for help. It sucks, but you know what? Screw it. At this point, the one common denominator of what changes things is the consistency. Continuing to build a platform, continuing to make videos, and continue to go up. And we are making much more responsible decisions in every facet on this end. And so we can call this the only time, because before, you guys were helping me figure out who I am, and my wife who she was. Now you're helping us make sure that we can sustain on our own long term who we are and what we do. So, you want to help out? You can call it the 1-800 number. You can, I don't know. I don't freaking know. All I know is if one of you can just show up on a white stallion at Whataburger and with a bag of cash, it'd be awesome. Just like show up and be like, no, don't do that. We only want a hotel. We really don't want like the rest of that. You don't have charity. We're like too prideful, so I call it. I guess. I am. I seriously got no shame. The bad thing like that about me. Seriously. Okay, cool. You can't have. And you know what? I'd rather give a dry bag than steal it. How about that? Yeah. If we really want to compare something, better to straight up ask somebody for help than do something else. People try to bait me into thinking that's a possibility. Like, the thrill sounds nice, but the results sound horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like, how much are the hotels? Pinrara. Hey, gym shoes. No Pinrara right now. Right now we're at Whataburger. I have never seen a Super 8 over like $60, at least anywhere we've been, which might speak to where we travel, but I don't know. Honey, you do me a favor. Can you find the rattiest, dirtiest, most inexpensive bed without bed bugs that you could find on that phone? Thank you. Alright, here we go. Get ready for the fail. Failure can be a good thing. We can all learn together. Alright, what time is it?
It's almost 4.
That's okay. We're good. That's such a lie. If we were, I wouldn't be asking. Doesn't it suck watching my show? It must suck. My God. I would not want to be on your side of the screen. You guys are good people. If I wasn't making it, I wouldn't be asking. We're making it, so I'm like, you know what? If this is my downfall, I'm going to have a good one. If it's our uprising, let's have a humble one.
And then we switched for me to drive today. And I'm like, green.
Half of the hotels on here don't have prices, but
Show me. You're kidding. Oh, there's some of them, though. Here. Let me try to help. May I? Or no?
no, like
Sorry.
there's something with it.
Sorry. What do you say, like 60 minimum? See anything less than that?
The one
It'll have to be within like a couple miles walking distance. It's probably not going to happen, but you really never know. We shall see. We have asked the abyss.
where I'm finding there's. I got this.
Okay. 75. No, I can't even ask for it. Honey, I can't even ask for it. I am so ashamed that I ever asked you guys for that. I'm so sorry. If you really want to, I have an inbox. I seriously.
That's what it says with taxes and fees.
Now let me ask you. If we have our bills paid, could we ever give somebody that unless we're making like $400,000 a year? Could you ever hand somebody that much? I couldn't. Now I know the value of my money and my time and all that, and looking at that price, I don't think I'd really give it to somebody unless it was like I could truly afford it without it costing my family. So maybe I'm over selfish. It's possible, but I don't know that I could ask for that. You're gonna sleep no matter what tonight. How important is it to you? The only reason I value it so little, I don't see it that it matters that much to you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. If it does, I really need you to let me know, because it ain't obvious. And that's not your fault, but I'm stupid. I could use a little nudge on that if it's this big of a deal for you.
Not embarrassed.
And that's also okay. And she's not embarrassed. You're not embarrassed? Yeah, she didn't close to embarrassed. She wasn't embarrassed.
Yes. She will sometimes won't even give cheese if it's just or if it's not melty. This one is melty enough that I'm going to no, he just I confused you about it. Here guys.
Screw this. Okay. No, not screw. I'm saying, wow, am I seriously being that way? And you see, this is a blessing because this experience is making sure that I most definitely am going to help somebody in my position. Holy crap. But so few people have been willing to help us in our position recently that I'm like, you get that way. That's crazy. Yeah, for any life. So, it's $76 if anybody's interested in helping out. It's up to you. Send it out to the multiverse. What? I'm sorry, am I wrong? Oh, my God. It's about $100. It's about that. The taxes and fees. What? It's okay. Relax. I'm sorry. Oh, God. We are live. I'm going to make mistakes. We all got to let it go or make a video about it. I don't care. Yeah. I am sorry. Thank you. I misread it. $85. It's 8. 8. Fact. The conversation has happened. That's that. What's our time? Do we have somewhere to walk to? Okay. All right. Looks like this is the turn that the platform has to take for a minute. I seriously don't care anymore. If it gets a roof over our head, I guess we have to taint the waters for a while. And if I'm judged, I'm judged. If I'm not, awesome. And I appreciate all of you. And I already know that most of you are seeing that I've grown up and that it was never that. I'm hoping this shows you who I am. Seriously. I've always been this person. I simply was like embarrassed about. I was more embarrassed to ask for help then than I am now. Walker Drive.
No, that was not
It depends. All right. Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
We're trying to spin it to 3.
I seriously did it this way, yeah? Yep, I am doing it this way because this should reveal that doing social media, the social media part, it's paycheck. Definitely. I love you guys. I care about you guys. What you have taught me is to put my family first and make sure I get paid. And I appreciate it. You guys taught it to me. So, sir. All right.
We would have had another. We did all that before we met you guys. Yes, I did know that.
Thank you, Jay Blade. See you soon.
The year that